Look, over COVID, I started doing something absolutely crazy. I started a crazy project that I will probably never ever see it fully realized. Now, during COVID, I know a lot of us started doing nutty projects. We needed things to do. We, especially those of us in the arts, we were suddenly thrown into a whole loop where nothing was being done. We lost our entire way of life. So what did I do? I started on an insurmountable project. And that's what I'm going to share with you today on this video, or at least an introduction into it. Now, ever since high school, I've had a small hobby, something that I've done all the time, any waking moment that I have, and that is the composition of music. I know I'm mostly trained as a theater artist with some voice technique in there, as well as, musical theater. But I decided that when COVID started, that I would really focus in on the composition of music. And the first project I undertook is probably it's a huge bite. And that is, I wanted to adapt Paradise Lost by John Milton into an opera. Now, as I started going into looking at this opera, I started realizing, wait, this story is too large to fit into one opera. And I've actually seen some plays that actually tried to fit in the whole opera into just one. So I decided, you know what? I'll divide this into a 4-piece opera, 4 parts. And I started to work. I just started to write it down. Some was good, some was not good. And I just started working on it. Now here I am, 2 years later. I've got one of the 4 operas fully complete, written in a kind of rough form. And I'm starting to work on, I'm pretty close to finishing the second opera as well. So this is just to make it practical and to share it out with all of you. I created this group, which is called the Impossible Paradise Lost Project. And as I work through this entire project, I thought I would share with you the process of writing an opera, or my process of writing an opera, and what it's like for a person who didn't go through the traditional musical training as others to compose said opera. So follow here in this group so you can keep updated with the project as it develops. And I'll be sharing videos. I'll be sharing some of the compositions as they're done, and even some recordings, because I've been working with some artists in developing what pieces of the opera I already have. So give us a follow here. Give us a follow on the YouTube channel, which is Julian Munn's Music. Also, take a look at the group here, and this is where I'm going to update first. Anyway, follow along. The Impossible Paradise Lost Project.